Hi guys, and welcome back to Coil Life. Today we're going to be having a look at this little kit here. It is the VX200 kit from Augvape. The mod is the VX200. The tank on top is their disposable dual tanks. The tanks, they do come in a range of 3 different colours. There's nothing to change in these. It comes with a stock 0.15 mesh coil in there, rated 50 to 70 watts, and I have to say I'm quite impressed with this little tank. For a disposable tank, it's not bad. The flavour is really good. It's a 3 ml capacity tank. It comes, you'll see in a minute, it comes in a pack of 3 tanks. So whereas generally when you get a tank you get 2 coils, this gives you 3 tanks itself, which is a pretty cool idea. 3 different colours. They come in this clear dual, or you've got a green or a kind of black, frosted black one, and you can get the mod on its own, the tanks on their own, or you can buy them as a kit. I've seen the packs of tanks on Heaven Gifts. They're going for around about $12, I've seen. The mod itself is around about $40 in the US, about £33 in the UK. I've seen it. It's super lightweight. It really is. It's really comfortable in the hand, not too big at all. Dual 18650. They say in this that it uses shorter wires in the circuitry, which means that it doesn't draw and waste as much battery power as normal devices. How true that is, I don't know. It's something that they say, but I haven't had any issues with it at all. It does have your usual temperature control, bypass and all that. What we'll do is we'll drop down, have an up close and personal tour around the VX200 kit, and when we come back up I'll let you guys know what I think. Okay guys, so here we are with the VX200 kit from Augvape, and it comes with the dual sub-ohm tank. Now it is a disposable sub-ohm tank. On the back there you see the modded contents. You've got 1 VX200 Box Mod, 3 of the dual sub-ohm tanks, a USB cable and a user manual. Not much else to see on the packaging, so if we open some of this up, we'll have a look at the Box Mod first. So on there you do have a scratch and check authenticity going on there. We have the gunmetal one. Pop this open and we get a user manual, micro USB cable, and we get the mod itself. Shiny. It's very light, very light. On that side we have Augvape. On the top you've got your gold plated spring loaded 510 pin. And we do have the fire bar here, clicky. You've got your up and down buttons, your micro USB port there. On the bottom you have some CE warnings designed by Augvape, some battery venting. So if we pop the back off here, you do see that the battery door itself, it is transparent. You've got magnets on the top and the bottom, which correspond to the magnets on the battery tray, top and bottom. You've got your battery indicators, your plus and minus going on in there. You do have spring loaded contacts as well, nice and clean, ribbon to pop your batteries out easier. So what we need to do is grab a couple of batteries and bring this one to life. So then if we pop our batteries in, that one in there, I'll put that one in there. You can see your A and B cells indicated as well. Now we have the screen on there, so we turn it off, switch off by, bring it back to life. You've got your wattage going up all the way to 200 watts. We've got our normal mode, our A and B battery indicator there. You got your voltage and you got your resistance there. You got your little puff timer there. So the menu on this then, to get into the menu you got 3 clicks. So 1, 2, 3 will bring you into your main menu. Back, take you back out. In there, so you've got your variable wattage, temperature control, variable voltage, you've got your bypass, you've got further settings, and you've got information. So in the information you've got statistics. Now this is pretty cool. So if you go into your statistics, you can see your puff, average time, average wattage, average temperature, total joules, total time, and then you can reset all that information. Resetting, boom, it's all reset again for you. So you can check back over a period of time, see how this is performing and how you're vaping, which is a nice little feature, I think. You've got your version number, so you've got your PI chip, what the device is, hardware version, software version, etc., which is pretty cool. You've got firmware upgrade, so there is upgradable firmware for this device as well, which is always good. So then if we go back up to our settings, go into settings, you've got your auto mode, cutoff time, standby time, you've got your LCD color settings, temperature units, language, factory defaults, and back. So our LCD color settings, you've got orange and red, you've got olive green, sky blue, white and black, user defined, and back. So if we have a look at the white and black, it's just like so. Go back and that's your screen. If we go back in, and you've got your sky blue, etc. If we go back then, you've got your variable wattage mode, so you go in there, so you've got your normal, soft, high. You've got your temperature control for stainless, titanium, nickel. You've got your TCR advance. You can lock your ohms, lock your resistance, and you've got your variable voltage. You've got your bypass. So it's quite an in-depth menu on this little device. It's really, really good. The device itself weighs barely anything. Obviously with your batteries in it, it'll weigh a little bit more. But it is very, very, very light. Very, very light indeed. So let's have a look at the tanks. Okay, so having a look at the dual sub-ohm tank from Augvape. This is the disposable tank, rated 50 to 70 watts. Best flavour, they say, at 65 watts. You do have a mesh 0.15 ohm coil, and you get 3 of them. And red, blue, clear and black. The clear one is the one that they sent to me. So let's have a look on the inside at these tanks. Pop that out, and there's the tank itself. You've got the mesh coil, you can just about make out on the inside there. Try and zoom in a little bit more if that will focus. You do have your mesh on the inside there. It is like a jewel. It's really nice, this sort of diamond effect. You've got jewel on the base there. You do have adjustable airflow on it, which is pretty cool. and then you have your filling port, which is just this plug on the top. Your gold plated contact on the bottom. You have Augvape on the base there. So these tanks then, they do hold 3 ml of liquid, and they are a 26mm diameter. We pop that on there, see how it looks. There you can see you've got your jewel on top of the VX200 Mod. So we'll get a bit of liquid in here and get this primed and ready to go. So we go, we get a bit of juice, pop that in there. It's very easy to fill this one up. There we go. That's it, all filled up. Just always make sure that you let it sit for a few minutes just to make sure that the juice has soaked up into that cotton before you try and vape on it. So that's it, we'll go back up on top, have a little vape, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Okay guys, so that was the up close and personal tour around the VX200 from Augvape. Now they say that they have styled this from a mobile phone, and I can kind of see where they're coming from with the curvature of the screen and that, and the shininess of it, and the way it's such a fingerprint magnet. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice. It's comfortable in the hand. It's not massive. It's really light. I mean, it comes in at 65 grams. When you pop your batteries in there, it's still probably the lightest device I've ever used. It's unreal. You do have a firmware upgrade, and I do hope, like as you saw down below, my screen is a little bit dark. It's not too hard to see indoors, but if you're outside, it's certainly virtually impossible to see the screen. So I hope that they do change the brightness settings on there. I did email Augvape and let them know, because I wasn't sure whether it was just my device that is so dim. But other than that, functionality, it's really nice. I thought at first when I got it, I thought, it's plastic, it feels cheap. When you pop your batteries in there and you actually use the device for a while, you get to appreciate the lightness of the plastic. I mean, it's what they call an ABS and polycarbonate plastic in here, so it is hard wearing, and it is very durable and very light. The disposable tanks. Now, disposable tanks have caused a little bit of controversy of late with people who are big into their recycling. So it's a lot of waste in here that can't be recycled because you've got all the different components inside. Yeah, if you don't want to get the device with the tanks, just buy the mod on its own. If you don't mind about the waste too much, go for it. These tanks, they are pretty good, and I really like the fact that you get 3 of them rather than just 2, whereas we saw a lot of pods, disposable pods. That's another thing with a lot of waste. A lot of companies, they either give you 1 pod, and then of late companies started giving you 2 pods. For a company to give you 3 disposable tanks, I think that's really good. It's a bargain, especially $12. So if you think about it, how much a tank's coming in at about $4, that's cheap. The mod itself, $40. Check it out online. It's an absolute bargain, especially if you don't want to carry a big heavy clunky thing around. Definitely would go for this without a shadow of a doubt. It works really well. So from me and the Augvape VX200 kit, that's all we've got time for. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please do hit that subscribe button below, and we'll catch you again soon.